Rogers Range Frequently Asked Questions. I'm Steve. This is
Brian.
And we're going to cover some of the frequently asked questions that we get pinged with all the time on the Rogers Range. So, first thing is, where is Rogers Range, Texas located?
It's a great location. We're about 3 hours south of Dallas, 3 hours north of San Antonio, and about 2 hours away from Austin. So we're right by Killeen, Texas, where Fort Hood is.
And flying into here, they can go into any of those airports.
That's right, and you can come straight into Killeen as well, which is really the quickest way to get here.
Right. All right. So next question. If I need to ship ammunition or other supplies, where do I ship it to? So if you enroll in the course, you will get the actual address and location, everything else. We like to keep things semi-private here, so if you're wondering where you're going to be shipping stuff to, it'll be shipping to Texas. And again, if you enroll, you'll get the actual address. Next question. My eyesight isn't quite what it used to be. What do you recommend for shooting glasses?
My eyesight's not too bad. Still, I've got about a 1 correction, so I can see my sights well enough to shoot here. But for me, I make sure that I buy quality lenses that don't have a lot of light refraction happening, so that I can get a real good sight picture. We shoot from under a covered area here, so you may not want to have your darkest lenses. You might want to have something that is clear, or maybe a light smoke for here is right. What I like to use.
Yeah, now I went to the optometrist not too long ago and just let him know that, hey, I need to see my front sight post at this distance perfectly clear. So he set my prescription up for that, and then I went to a quality sport shooting optic company, gave them the prescription, and they made some nice clear and sunglasses for me specifically. And don't just get regular glasses that aren't, ballistic rated. Should there be a piece of fragment flying around at your home range or elsewhere, you want to make sure that your prescription lenses can withstand that impact. Is there a specific type of ammunition that we recommend here?
Yes, absolutely. We shoot plated ammunition here, in opposed to full metal jackets. We're shooting steel plates through the entire course of fire. A full metal jacket tends to peel off and come back at you with larger pieces. The plated ammunition is the same as if you thought about gold plating. It's very thin, so on impact it disintegrates a little bit better. We do still get some frag back, so we want to keep our safety glasses on at all times. But that particular ammunition is what's required here at the range.
And if you're having a hard time finding plated ammunition or frangible, we can supply ammunition at cost here. So just, after you enroll, let us know. We'll take care of you there. How much ammunition is required for the different courses? That's a good question. Depends on what you're rolling into. So our weekend courses, they're typically going to go through, 1,000, 1,100 rounds. Your 5-day course of fire, you might be pushing into 2,500, 2,600 rounds. If you can shoot accurately and quickly, you'll use less. If you just piss ammo into the winds, you might be pushing higher. So again, anywhere from 1,100 per weekend up to 2,500, 2,600 for the 5-day course. Is there one caliber that we recommend shooting here versus another caliber, and kind of why?
9mm seems to be the best choice for here. Recoil management is a big thing here. We do a lot of support hand shooting and one-handed shooting, so you really need to be able to control your muzzle. 9mm works well there. 40s, it gets a little bit snappy. When we get into 45, typically we don't have a high enough magazine capacity to run the courses of fire here without having to do entirely too many reloads, which cost you time. So we would recommend a 9mm striker-fired pistol over all others, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I made the mistake the first time I showed up to a Rogers course many years ago. I was like, taking 1911 because it's a man's gun with my 7-round magazines, and I passed, but barely. And while everybody else was still in the fight, I'm jamming mags and fighting recoil. So lesson learned, stick with 9mm for here at least. When you go back out into the street or wherever you may be going, I mean, the skills, the presentation skills, times are all the same. So you'll be doing that with your other calibers. Learn here with less recoil and more rounds.
All right, and you can shoot the other calibers here if you'd like, as long as you have plated ammunition.
Right, exactly. How would I best prepare myself for the class that I just enrolled? I've never taken a Rogers course before. How do I get ready, or what do I do before coming here?
Rogers Range originally was really developed for Tier 1 operations, and that's not the case here. We want everybody from the very basic beginner, a person that just simply has safe firearm handling skills. That's enough. We've got a prep course that we're running here that is a full day, and it really takes you through the basics of the theory and the practices that go into Rogers Range style reactive shooting. So it starts off in your typical crawl, walk, and run, and we really don't run. We just get you up to speed by the end of the course, so that you feel good and confident, and that you're ready to step into the doorway and start shooting and just having a great time. So we invite anybody to come and take that course, just at a very low skill level. As long as you're safe, then we'd be happy to have you.
What about the classes and the options here?
We had touched on it a little bit earlier. If you have very little experience or even not enough confidence, you should consider taking the prep course. We teach that course on the Friday immediately before a 2-day course. If we have enough interest, we can set up a prep course on a Saturday by itself and run that day. So just depending on your skill level and your confidence level behind the gun, if you're a good shooter and you've got your reloads down and you're proficient with shooting strong hand and support hand only, you might consider an intermediate course. I think the best thing that you could do, if you've not shot Rogers Range before and you are a good shooter, you should still enroll for that R1 beginner course. If you didn't do that, you would miss out on a lot of the fundamentals that are here, and you'd miss out on a lot of fun. So I'd encourage you to just go through that process and take that R1 course, and then start to work your way up through the process.
And if you've been through a Rogers course before, whether it's with us, T1G, Bill Rogers, anywhere else that's like recognized and they keep the standards, if you have a prior rating, cool. Like if you got a basic rating, you can jump into our R2 class, basic or intermediate, you want to push into R3, you can do that as well. So the difference between the R1, 2, and 3 is typically the Rogers period of instruction is a 5-day long period of instruction, and it's great. We split things up here. We realize that not everybody can break away from work, or they might not have the free cash available to put that up front and take 5 days off. So we took the period of instruction, split it up over 3 weekends, 6 days by 5, and you also have an ample amount of homework and drills to maintain your skills in between the R1, R2, and R3 sessions. So there is a progress and a process. So we make it a little bit easier for folks to get through that process, still get the same skills that they would have going through the 5-day period instruction, but it's breaking up over time, so it just makes it easier for everybody. And I mean, we have fun teaching it here, that's for sure. So there's not too much out there on like how the actual class flows. There's plenty of YouTube videos that say people shooting, but you know, are we shooting all day long, just our cell jam mags, no breaks? Like, how's the class flow here?
It's very unique. We'll put you in relays of 3, and each one of those relay positions has a specific job. If you're in the doorway, you're the shooter. The position 2 has a very important job as well. You're working as spotter, you're doing some coaching, and you're also a range safety officer. In the 3rd position, you've got work to do. You're jamming mags. You might be taking some notes on some things that you did well, or some things that you want to work on. You might get a snack, drink water. The other thing that we'd encourage you to do in that 3rd position is get a look at what's coming up next, the drill that's next, or the test sequence that's coming up next. So that's your time for yourself. On Rogers Range, you don't have a lot of time for yourself, so you want to take that 3rd position and use it.
Yeah, I mean the drills last. The actual shooting part might last 30 seconds or so, but there's normally 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes between. You know, you're up to bat, so it gives you a good time to mentally decompress. Then about every hour, we take a 10-minute break, just relax, take a lunch break, it's fast paced, but manageable, right?
Right. You never stop working. You never have you're never out of a job to do. So the course it goes quickly. It's a long day, but it seems like it's a quick day. You're busy all day.
Your standard gear list, like what else do we need? Like attire, right? I mean, right now we're summertime, wintertime, but especially in the summertime, don't show up here in shorts. I mean, you're gonna get burnt. We're putting a lot of rounds down range. There are one-handed reloads, and they're connected in a certain way. So if you have shorts on, you're gonna get cooked. Wear loose clothing in the summertime, wintertime, dress appropriately. Even if it's raining out here, we're still shooting. We got over to cover. What else might they need for gear and equipment?
And in the summertime here, there's always a breeze, and we're covered. So you're just fine wearing jeans or any kind of pants that you like. Please don't come here in shorts. That's the message. You'll end up burning the brand of your gun on your leg through some of the reloads. And some of the frag that comes back might hit you in the legs too.
And if they're like a Navy SEAL and they got like Gucci shoes and Gucci pants, like
don't bring your finest clothing out. The way the course runs is each time when you have finished your run, you'll go down range and you'll paint all the steel. So the next relay position is going to shoot wet paint. And sometimes that wet paint comes back on us. And sometimes just with a paint roller or with a spray can, we get some paint on our clothes. So don't bring your Gucci wear because there's a good chance that we're going to wreck it here.
And then a spare gun. Not required, however, it can't hurt, right?
We can do a good job of breaking a gun.
Yeah.
Just there's a high volume of fire. So you're definitely going to want to make sure that you've got a quality gun. And that you've got some parts and such, some things to keep the gun up and running. It doesn't hurt to lube the gun at the end of the course. At night or in the morning, you'll see your slide slow down a little bit.
I mean, we've shot this course fire with 1911s, not recommended, Glocks, M&Ps, and everything will break. It's mechanical. I know when I travel out here, I've got a spare parts kit for my Glock of things that I've seen break over time. I mean, barrel's probably never gonna pop, slide gonna be fine, but like little internal spring disconnect, things of that nature,
right,
can't hurt to have them. You know, they're only a few bucks.
It's a ranch. It's Texas, so you might want to have two pair of shoes. One that is for you to shoot, and maybe another that's comfortable. But keep in mind here that the terrain is rugged, so please don't arrive in flip-flops or anything that won't protect your feet. There are things that creep and crawl along the ground here, and it's rocky terrain, so take care of your feet while you're here.
All right, another thing to bring the course with you is stuff to sustain you during the day. You might have had a big breakfast before coming here, but we're doing a lot of stuff, not physically strenuous, but there's a lot of things going on. So Scooby snacks, we'll break for lunch. Bring a lunch with you, water, Gatorade, whatever you need to sustain yourself during the day. You want to make sure that you're the primary weapon system. So make sure the weapon system has fuel in it and can sustain itself during the day.
Right. The ranch is at least 20 minutes from the nearest restaurant or convenience store. The lunch break would maybe run an hour, so it won't be possible for you to leave from here and go and find something to eat and get back before we started again. If you have any medications that you take, you want to bring those with you. If you want to stay hydrated, maybe bring Gatorade, that sort of thing. But just make sure and take care of yourself and know that there's not anything close by for you to get to.
What physical condition do I need to be in to come here? I mean, do I need to be Navy SEAL?
No, but it's a great question. You're going to stand up all day. We've got some nice benches just for our rest time and lunch and debrief. But we are going to be standing up. You're going to have the sun on you. So if you are a desk driver, like most of us are, and you're inside a lot, you're going to want to be acclimated to the weather. It's not climate controlled, but it is covered. But you're going to want to have a level of fitness that would allow for you to stand for an entire day and really not have any extensive breaks of sitting down. The other thing to consider is that we do a lot of drills where we're changing magazines. So if you can't physically, quickly, and safely bend over or kneel down to collect a magazine, that would be a real issue here. Like Steve said, it's not a dynamic training course, but we are on our feet, and we do have that minimum level of fitness required here.
And even in between each drill, I mean, when targets are going down, all the reloads and malfunction clearing are done behind cover. So you're hopping in and out of doorways rather quickly, almost every single drill.
Knee problems, back problems, they could inhibit you. So just know your own body and what you can do and how long you're going to push yourself standing for that day. It'll be a 2-day course or a 5-day course. So just make sure that you're comfortable with that.
And again, if you have any questions, I'm like, I think I can do this, but I'm not sure, just hit the contact page, get in contact with us, and we'll work with you.